Hello everybody, I'm Enzo Mucci and this is the very first episode of the Race Driver Coach Show. Can you believe they've given us a camera and they're allowing us to tell the deepest, darkest secrets of motorsport? We can't. This is going to be good. Now, as you can imagine, making a show, even though it's just you at the camera and you got YouTube and all these things now, there's technology to help you, it still takes a lot of planning. You've got to know, you've got to have a full itinerary of all the things you want to speak about, the message you want to get across. But we haven't. On this show, we're going to do things a little bit different. I made all the notes because it's actually 3 in the morning, half 3 in the morning right now. Now, who shoots at half 3 in the morning? To make sure that you're at your best so you deliver your message. Not many people. But we've been on the road and I made notes in the car, made diagrams and all this. But I don't care. I'm just going to give it to you straight. And that's how we're going to roll in this show. Everything's going to be one shot. Let's just speak our mind. Give everything to the person that's watching this, you. And my goal for this show is to help everybody that's in motorsport. I don't care if you're the driver, if you're a rider, a boat racer, a pilot. You could be someone who works as a waiter in a hospitality unit. You could be the hospitality boss. You could be a sponsor finder. You could be a driver looking for sponsorship. You could be somebody who wants to build their brand, an engineer, a team boss. I don't care. We're going to target things on here that are going to help all of you improve your craft and allow you to dominate your sector. That's what this is about. Okay, predominantly it's called the Race Driver Coach Show. Fine. So we are going to be mainly on race drivers, I should think, just because of the name. But I really wanted to call this the Race Entrepreneur Show because that's what you are. If you're in racing nowadays, you're a business, you're a brand, you're a flaming entrepreneur. And that means you are out there on your own and you need to succeed. You're bringing out products, which could be a sponsorship thing that you sell, or you could be the product or service yourself, and you're offering it to people, and they're giving you money. Eventually, if you're a driver or rider, they're giving you money for the skills that you have, service or product. So you are an entrepreneur, and that's really what it is. And even if you're the engineer, you're an entrepreneur, you're a product, you're a brand, and we need to grow this. And that's what I want to do through the Race Driver Coach Show. It's a bit weird to say it still, you can tell. But that's my goal, is to give you everything that I've learned over all these years. Since the 90s I've been coaching. Good, awesome drivers and riders, and not so good ones. And in that spectrum, I've learned a lot. And working for driving agencies and who else have I worked with? Bloody manufacturers, you name it, race schools, sponsors. I've been everywhere, and in that time I've learned stuff that I can no longer sit on. I don't want to be one of these coaches that says, right, I've got all the information you want to know, but I'm not going to tell you unless you pay me. That's not the way you do it nowadays. I want to give you everything in the open, free of charge in these shows, and it's stuff that's genuinely going to work, and genuinely from my heart I believe is the best advice possible for you guys out there. And the way to do that is for me to focus on the subjects that are very important, that are detrimental to your success, and actually the ones that help you succeed. I want to hit everything that's really at the core of why drivers and people in motorsport are not succeeding like they want to. That's what I want to bring. But also, you guys have got to bring the questions. What are the things you're most struggling with in motorsport? I want to hear them, and they're the things I'm going to tackle. It will be like a Q&A thing, and then every other episode I'll do my own episode with my own subject, something that I think is what I've seen at the last race weekend, or something in F1 that happened, or NASCAR, or something that struck a chord in me, and I want to deliver that message to make sure you guys learn from it. That's what this show is all about. It's me giving my all to you so you can give your all in motorsport and succeed. It's all I care about. And I'm 100% genuinely honest about everything. If I don't know something you've asked me, I'll find out. I'll find out and I'll still do a show on it, but I'll go and ask somebody who does know. And if we need to interview them in front and you can ask them questions, we'll do it. This show is here to provide you, for the first time in our sport, I think, probably any sport, the real cutthroat truths about how you can go from where you are now to where you want to be. This is my goal. This is what I live for. But now I'm doing it in the open. You're going to get everything out of me. I'm never going to hold anything back. You have a question, I'll let you know, or I'll find out. So today we're going to hit something that kicks everything off, and it puts us on the same foot so you know where I'm coming from and you can see if you're aligned with this thought process or not. Right. Now the one thing is, I'm going to teach you now in the way that I would be if I was talking to you one-on-one and you just come to me for help. I'd want to know what it is you want to achieve and where you are now. This gap analysis, if you want to call it, as boring as it sounds. I want to know exactly the big goal that you have. Explain it to me. And then from that moment, I judge through your body language, the way you're explaining it, the words you're using, how exciting you get, if your skin changes colour, if your heart's beating faster, your breathing's faster, whether that goal means everything to you. Because that's the defining fact. If you've got a goal and it's just nice, I want to get to F1, I want to get to NASCAR, I want to get to the World Rally Championship, to be in the WRC, I want to get to Moto Grand Prix. Yeah, nice, great. So do all the freaking other thousands of people. So what is it? Is it just a thing that you want to do, or is it a real passion? Is every single blood vessel in your body desperate, aching to make it happen? Or is it just nice because I don't have to get a job, because my parents are paying for it, or I can get somebody to pay for it, or it's just a cool way of living? I want you to get over that. I don't want you, and I'm not presuming that you are when you're watching this, but please don't fall for the trap of just having a fancy goal and then just giving half-ass to go get it, because you're not going to get it. The only people that make it in this sport, in this life, the only ones that we call successful, it's a shit word, isn't it? But we call successful because they're achieving, they've out-achieved everybody around them, they're living their dream as such, are the ones that have worked their freaking asses off. They've worked their face off to get there. Every single day. 7 days a week. 24 hours. Every single time. Even when they're asleep, they're freaking working. They want it that much that they're prepared to sacrifice everything else. Their party life, their friends, their lifestyle, what they could be doing, their education. It all goes out the window because all they care about is getting that dream of theirs into their life. It gives them everything they could ever want. They see that goal and they say, that's me. That's how I can express myself. That's my identity. That's where I want to be. It means so much to me. It clouds everything else. It overshadows everything else. I am just focused on it, and I make sure that each and every single day, and this isn't just a nice thing to say, a motivational quote that you read everywhere else, but they do. They freaking work so hard, but you just don't see it. They're not on there usually. These people are not normally, when they're on the way up, on the journey to get there, they're not normally taking selfies, showing their next handbag they've got, or the latest shoes or something. They're not into that. They're into graft, they're into grind, the hustle. And they're putting their back into it all the time. Making the calls, talking to people, working on themselves, mentally, on the simulator maybe. I don't know, but they're doing anything they can to either get the money to race or to improve their driving. Actually, both. And I want to ask you, have you done that last year? Did you give it everything last year? And I want you to be seriously honest. Did you? And if not, why? What the hell are you playing at? Maybe you're watching this video hoping for some information that might make you short or give you a shortcut to this big goal, so you don't have to work as hard. But I'm here to tell you now, and this is the way this is setting the precedent for the rest of this show, the whole show, all the episodes, is that you come here watching this, ready to work. Because that's how you must approach your racing. Any other way, and you're going to fall short. That huge goal that you got in your head that you kind of want is going to fall away. And you're going to end up working on some manufacturer day, settling for a championship that's really not what you want to do. And you're just saying, oh, it's okay, I'll pick up the check. Bullshit. People who had this big goal when they were growing up and they wanted to get there, whatever it is in motorsport, again, you can be working in motorsport, not just the person who's behind the wheel or on the bike. When they don't get there and they settle for something that's okay and they just get a wage, something in here isn't quite happy. That goal's gone away and they're settling, and actually now I can see in this, it's not too bad, it's all right. Absolute bullshit. You don't want to settle for that. Okay, you might have to if things don't go to plan, but as you're sitting there watching this now, I want you to give it everything. Absolutely everything with aggression. You're here. One chance. Somebody told me it's something like 40 trillion. In 40 trillion that you were born. That your parents met, that they made love on that certain day, in that certain way, and you swam up there against all the other freaking sperms, the millions of them, and you made it. This now you're on this planet, is celebration time. Celebration to see how far you can go. You can live on your own terms, do what you want. But, which is great, because you can spend it anywhere. This is party time, it's a playground, and it's time for you to play. But if you're playing at motorsport and you want something big and you're not giving it your all, deep down you know you can work harder, or in a more clever way, not just spend hours in the gym working on your neck muscles when you should be in the freaking boardrooms, getting sponsorship, making deals, making sure that your platform of how to pay for this racing is in place. Then worry about the fitness. You'll figure that side out. If you're not working smart, and if you're not working the hours you should, I mean putting everything into it, then what are you doing here? Because this show is for people, and I only really want to work with people that are giving it everything. If you don't, everything falls down around you. If you're the center, right, you're the glue, you're the leader of your career, whatever you do in motorsport, you are, again, the race entrepreneur. If you're only giving it 80%, everybody around you will only give 80%. You're the leader. You are the boss. You tell them how much to work. Now, if they can see you working your face off and they feel like they have to work their faces off in order to keep up with you, to keep employed by you, should we say, that's what you do. You lead by example. You don't just turn up at a race circuit and expect everyone else to have done the job for you and to give absolutely everything. If you just turn up fairly late, haven't really prepared for the weekend, can't be asked, talking a low pitch, on your phone all the time, get out of here. You're not going to make it. You're just tricking someone. You're spending someone's money in a way that you might as well be spending it on something. You're better off giving it to charity. I want you to come to these shows with that in mind. I'm not even going to press play and listen to Enzo if I haven't given everything this week leading up to it, or if I'm not prepared to apply what he says. Even after saying this, I know pretty much that 99% of people, even if I give them the best information, which I'm going to do, give them the best information possible, practical information, step by step, this is how you do it, they're still not going to do it. They're still going to go, wow, that's good, I feel a bit better about myself now, switch it off, and then straight back playing on the phone, not doing what I just freaking said. That's going to happen. That's part of the self-help world that I'm into. Fair enough. But I want to get them averages down. If I can help it, I don't want 99%. I want it to be a bit better in the favour of the drivers that are taking action. And throughout this whole show, I'm going to figure out a way of holding you accountable, of hearing from the drivers that are actually making things work, putting things in place, and learning from them as well, and sharing it, a bit like a community, right? So we're all pushing together. But really, the only people that are going to be in this community are the drivers that are giving it everything. I'm going off on one here, but what I want to say is over the past year, or ask you, over the past year, who were you? Do you deserve to be the champion that you've got in your head, that you want to be? Did you act in the way that doesn't deserve the results you got? Or actually, deep down, honestly, you start to say to yourself, hang on, yeah, I could have tried harder. I could have done this, I could have done that. I could have got over my own insecurities or my lack of confidence and spoke to them people and cold called the hell out of them until I got an answer either way, and then I could move on to the next one. I could have drove a bit harder. I could have pushed myself a bit harder through the fast corners and developed myself more and built a team around me and got on with people better. You know, all these things. Be honest with yourself. Did you fuck up last year or not? Did you give it everything? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, wow, if there was a clone next to me, another person, exactly the same as me, gets up the same time with the same goal, but this clone does absolutely everything. Did I outperform them? Did I outwork them? Or did that clone live a different kind of life and get a different result? I want you to see that. Pretend you've got this clone that you live with. But that clone is somebody who works their face off and they do something every single day to take them that bit closer to their dream. They push themselves more. They get out there. They talk to more people. Comfort zone? They ain't got one. They just keep going. Have you been that person? Could you outperform that clone, or would they have kicked your ass? If they had kicked your ass, just imagine what they'd be doing now. All this time you've been just procrastinating, putting things off, coming up with excuses, preparing, trying to get yourself prepared for stuff that you haven't actually executed on. That's all I want to leave you with. That's all I want to ask you today. Did you give it your all? Who were you last year? Because usually the person you were last year, how you worked and how you approached it, is the person that got the result they deserved. And it's being a bit naughty saying that to you because I don't know your situation, so it's just careless advice and not advice. It's a question that is a bit assuming stuff. It's an assumption. But usually, if I see somebody struggling in a certain area, you can reverse engineer it and see exactly why it happened. And I want you to do that. If you underperformed or you didn't get the results you wanted this year, I want you to look inside. Look at yourself first. How did I create this? I must have created it. Put it on your shoulders. Give yourself some pressure. Take everything on and make it your baby. It's something that you're in control of, a result. And even if that's not true, take it on. Really be the person that says, okay, this happened and I know exactly why it happened and how it happened. It was me. And from this point forward, I'm going to change and that result is going to change. If not, I'll change again. And if it's still the same, I'll freaking change again. I'll get people to help me. I'll do this correctly this time. I want you to come with me. Come to these shows with that in mind. But firstly, ask yourself before you move on, who was I last year? Who have I been up to this point to create these results? And be honest. Because that's what we're going to be in this show. From the whole lot of it is all about being honest, getting to the truth of why things haven't worked out, and then just resolving it. It's freedom. As soon as you take control and face the things you don't really want to face, how you've been acting, how you've been talking, how you are in front of people, how you've got people around you, how you're actually driving, riding. Are you good really? Or are you shit? Are you just not talented? You've got to be honest. Everybody's got to be honest if they want to advance. No more masking over things. This is all about getting to the absolute core of why you keep messing up, of why we keep messing up. We've all had to do it. If you want to get a certain thing, I mean, data now, as race drivers, you've got data, it's all there. But I want to talk about you as a person. How are you approaching it? Mentally, work ethic wise, your approach, your people skills. Have you done good in all these areas? Have you got people behind you now? It's endless, right? So just to simplify it down, because I'm going to keep going off on one, who were you up to this point? And honestly ask yourself, did I give it everything? Could I do better? And straight away, immediately, you'll start to get a few areas where you know you need to improve. This starts the show now. Once you know the areas you need to improve and you keep looking at your goal and you say, hang on a minute, that big goal, if I carry on doing what I've been doing, there's absolutely no chance that's going to happen. You're the one that's got to tell yourself that. Whatever it is you want to achieve, the way you've been acting has got the result right up to now. But if you carry on doing that, do you think you're going to get to that big goal that means so much to you, hopefully means so much to you? Not a chance. The years are going to tick by and you're just going to be the same thing, same person making the same mistakes all the time until you get to a point that you give up on the dream. That's normally what happens. You come up with some bullshit excuse to why you're no longer going for the dream. But I want to stop you there. So you're coming along this time zone at the moment. I want to just stop it and say, hang on a minute. How have you been acting up to now? Why are you getting these results? Why are things not quite working out for you? Be honest. Get one or two things. That's what I want you to do. One or two things that you think you have been doing in your control that have prevented you from getting the results you want. Comment on me. Tell me exactly what it is, because that's going to fill the content for future shows. And I'm going to be talking to you directly. All right? You got it? So we've covered quite a bit, but not a lot. All I want to know is what's been holding you back, and I know it's been you. So get in touch, tell me, ask me a question. Let's get this ball rolling and let's make this show something that really provides value to everyone in motorsport, because I'm going to do it anyway, but with your help, it will help. So let me know yours and I'll see you next time.